at what, this is for you, Bob, at what gold price do you think that COMEX will default, and will there be visible warning signs ahead of that? He currently owns GLD, but he's afraid to sell it at one time because he has to wait for the 3-day settlement period, and he's sure gold could do anything during that time. And do you recommend completely cashing out of his 401 and taking the penalties at this point?
Well, I think it depends on your age and your financial status. Most 401s are not self-directed. They're directed by the company you work with. And more often than not, what happens is that in liquidating, you might get fired. That's the sword of Damocles that they hold over your head. And most of the situations I've looked at, the offer of what people can invest in within the 401ks is from fair to dreadful. And so it's a hard question to answer. I don't see as yet what's going to happen with proposed legislation in the 401ks. In the mood that government is in, I would think, if anything, 401ks could be attacked, but most people can't do much about it. But self-directed ones, yes, you can, and you roll it into an IRA and get some coins and shares or whatever you want to do with it. The choice really is a personal one. Most people that I run into who have 401ks that they don't direct, most of them can borrow between 25 and 75% of the money that they have in there. And I'm contacted every day about this. And I tell people to take the maximum out and put it in gold and silver related assets as a loan if that's what you can get. And as long as you can afford the payments, you sculpt what you can take out if you can take something out. 2, what'll fit your pocketbook. It's your own money that you're giving back, and you get the interest back. And that's what Congress wants to stop. People pulling their money out. And it's evidently very, very widespread because people are buying gold and silver related assets, and also because people are broke and they need that money. If they've been fired, they can use that money. And yes, there's a penalty, but if you've got $200,000 in a 401k and you've just been fired and you have $200,000 in debt, maybe you want to liquidate half of it and take the other half and buy gold and silver related assets. So although I would take the whole thing and put it in gold and silver related assets, because if we're right, and let's say gold just goes to 2,000, with bullion coins, you're going to double your money. And so you're going to be able to pay that money back easily. So I would go for it. And another thing that I'm not overly concerned about at this point is debt. I was in 2000 all the way to 2006 or 7, but that's when the tide started to turn, and we knew that the dollar was going to collapse. It's in the process of doing so right now. And that'll take another collapse would be below 71. That will take into next year, but it's going to happen. And so you don't want to be in the stock market, because if the dollar's collapsing, the stock market's not going to continue to go up, whether there's inflation or there isn't. And I think it's at 10,500. I think that's the outer limits. I thought a normal correction would be back to 8,500. But the government poured trillions of dollars into the market by just creating money and giving it to banks and brokerage firms and insurance companies and telling them run the market up. That's exactly what they did. See, there's no rules anymore. There's no constitution. There's no law. It is what they say it is. And we even get czars for everything. I mean, even Russia only had one czar at a time. And we get 15 of them at a time. And if you look at their backgrounds, you want to vomit. I mean, if you thought the last group was bad, these guys here, they just take the cake. And the American people voted them into office for change. The only change they've got is going deeper into the hole down in the sewer. But that's okay. You all own gold and silver, and you all have food put away, and you got a water filter, and you got weapons. You're okay. You don't have to worry about anything. Unless somebody tries to invade your house and you got to blow them away. But other than that, you're in good shape.
Here's another question, Bob. What's going on between Germany and the U.S. about Opel car manufacture? Now GM is going to cut 10,000 jobs in Europe, but does not want to sell Opel as initially indicated.
I really don't know. I do know that Germany is tired of being a subsidiary of the United States since the Second World War. And I don't blame them. I mean, why do we still have troops there? I mean, how long has it been? 60, 70 years? You know, there's no reason to have them there. Germany isn't a military threat to the world. I don't see the seeds of the next Adolf Hitler anywhere. And how about their gold that they were forced to put in New York, and when they asked for it, they told them to take a hike? Germany's not very happy with the United States, and rightly so.
Did India, this is from Bob. Bob, did India take possession of physical gold, or was there something else going on?
They may have. I don't know. But I don't think so. I think as a depository for gold given to the IMF by the Allied governments in 1947, they were one of the depositories. There were several, evidently. And if they were a depository, why would the gold that they purportedly bought the other day stay in London? Now, I know India said, we really don't have the room for it. I can hardly believe that. The gold never went anywhere. The gold was sold long ago by the IMF, and they were covering their short position. That's what I think happened.
And this is in from Larry. Where do you think silver might go?
I think it won't be long before we break $20 here, and I think the move beyond 20 is going to be very quick, and it could quickly go to 30, especially if gold went to $16.50. And the reason why is the United States government is short about, 85% of all of the contracts. I mean, the market's rigged. And they keep on shorting and shorting and shorting. I pointed out the other day in the forecaster that there were 100,000 open interest contracts about 3 weeks ago. Now it's 135,000. Now, that's a substantial amount. And silver didn't go up, which means that Hong Kong Shanghai Bank and J.P. Morgan Chase shorted the silver to them. They sold it to them, and they don't own it. And that tells me that that they're in precarious position, just like the gold shorts are. Some 204,000. Normal short positions are around 95,000 COMEX. And so they're way over 100,000 in addition to that. So I think there's going to be an explosion in silver once it breaks out. And the American taxpayers are going to pay for all the losses that the Treasury is taking by being short the market or the Fed. It doesn't make any difference.